Anything else you'd like to say before we get into spoilers?
No, let's get on into them.
Well, we're not going just into spoilers, Maggie. We're actually going back to Beast Wars. That's right, everybody. Welcome to Going Back to Beast Wars, the second half of our crossover episode. You can just leave it alone.
Oh, no.
This is going to be the series finale of Going Back to Beast Wars. We may come back and do some more stuff, obviously, if they do more Transformers or if we go back and watch anything else. Yeah. But for the time being, this is the end of our little mini podcast of Going Back to Beast Wars. This week, we'll be kicking off a new replacement podcast.
Heck yeah.
Called Going Back to the Sewers. Where we're going to be checking out the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise as we get ready for Mutant Mayhem. So, very excited for that. That kicks off Wednesday. Those will be happening every Wednesday right here on youtube.com/hopefullyawesome.
And Smallville is being bumped to Tuesday night.
That's right. Tomorrow, Going Back to Smallville. Be there. So, Transformers, Rise of the Beasts. Second movie in the Bumblebee timeline. 7th live-action movie in the Transformers universe. And 8th theatrical film overall. The 8th one. Isn't that wild?
God.
Original release date was June 9th, 2023. Written by, and this is a little confusing.
Yes.
Written by Joby Harold, Darnell Mateer, Josh Peters, Eric Hober, and John Hober. And the only one with any credits is the first one. I think Darnell had something he wrote for something, but like it was like a music video or something. And like then the rest of them didn't have anything. So I don't know. But
God.
So anyway, Joby did not have any prior Transformers history, but previous credits include Obi-Wan Kenobi, wrote the show.
Okay.
Wrote Army of the Dead.
Oh wow!
Isn't that the one? Was it Zack Snyder's?
Yes, I believe so. A thing
where like they steal the stuff and like.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah.
And King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. There you go.
Well, there we go, guys.
Directed by Stephen Capel Jr. And guess this, Maggie. This is his first Transformers project. At the age of 33, Capel Jr. is the youngest filmmaker and the first person of color to helm a live-action Transformers film. Previous credits include Creed 2. And when asked about taking on this project, he said, the first time the studio ever knocked on my door, it was for Bumblebee 2. And I was like, I don't want to do... I just came off Creed 2. I don't want to do a sequel, you know?
Yeah.
And so a year had gone by, or maybe 2 years. It was right before COVID. And they said, we found out the story we want to tackle. We want to bring in Beast Wars. And I was like, I know all about Beast Wars. I'm down for Beast Wars. And so that's why he came on the project. And did great job. Honestly, fantastic job.
Yeah.
I think you knocked it out of the park. You know?
Oh yeah.
And the fact that he had a love for Beast Wars
that's
is
great.
Very welcoming for sure.
That's very nice to hear.
And so normally when we do these, we would do a full synopsis of the plot. We're not going to do that.
No.
Obviously we're running a bit long today anyway, but the movie just came out and, so we'll just give a brief synopsis before we go over our fun little bits
Spoilery.
here. So when Noah Diaz, a struggling young man trying to provide for his family, is roped into a conflict between the marooned Autobots and the recently arrived Terracons, he must learn to work with weary Autobots leader, Optimus Prime. So they, with the help of the wise Maximals and the unadventurous researcher Elena Wallace, can stop the arrival of the Planet Eater Unicorn. This is Rise of the Beast. I can't believe... Spoilers. Here we go. Can't believe they were dead the whole time.
Yeah, they just went to the big
promise in the sky.
The big promise in the sky.
No, honestly though, so we begin on a jungle planet, right?
Yeah. It is lined blue, like throughout the mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's Energon.
Yeah, isn't that great? Isn't it cool that you like know that? Like
yes.
that's Energon. Like it's so great.
I got so excited when I was like, oh my God, they're doing it.
Is it possible? Okay, I'm just throwing this out there. It probably isn't. But is it possible that this is actually a post-Beast Machines Cybertron? Where Cybertron has been turned into the techno-organic, hybrid planet,
Well, the trees would have looked different, wouldn't it?
No, I mean,
yeah. I forgot.
I mean, the stuff in... It's not. I mean, just so we're clear, it's definitely not post-Beast Machines.
Blurred that last episode of Beast Machines out.
And obviously, the Maximals are, just now, going to Earth and stuff. So, I mean, it would make no sense, right? But what if it was? That'd be kind of cool, right? Also, getting to see the Predacon symbol on Scourge's arm. That was really cool.
That was really cool.
That was really cool.
That was really, really
cool. And it's crazy that, this is the only 4 Maximals that are on Earth. And one of them friggin' dies.
I can't believe, out of Airazor.
I know. We didn't even get to see her transform.
No. And it kind of made me mad. Because I was like, man, she would have kicked some butt.
It would have been nice to keep the only female Maximal around for a bit,
we only get one girl Autobot.
Yeah, they're like,
and
apparently, there can't be 2 girls in
guess what? Apparently she does have red on her.
after the weeks of complaining about
But then you look at her toy, and she's almost all red.
Yeah.
But then you look at the movie, well, you can't really, it's not behind us anymore. But she does have part pink on her.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't think somebody looked at the colors right. I'm a complainer.
Which, I mean, we do have this toy, which is more pink than red.
Yeah, and that one makes me mad. Why did you take it apart? Why did you take it apart? That's that's the one that took my attention away last week.
Okay, well, I'll take it away.
Take it away.
All right. So, instead of going through this, talking about the movie, and then going into our segments, let's tackle the movie while we do the segments.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Yes.
So, let's get into war. What is it good for?
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
I love the idea of people that have never watched Going Back to Beast Wars seeing this crap for the first time. Being like, what the fuck is this show? That's right. You could have been seeing all this ridiculousness the whole time, So, this is how the war has progressed since the last time we checked in with our Autobots family. The Autobots, since Bumblebee, have been stranded on Earth since escaping there in 1987. Mm-hmm. So 7 years has passed. Optimus has been unable to get his team back to Cybertron. Unicron and the Terracon soldiers become a new part in the Great War. The Maximals join with the Earth Autobots to defeat the Terracons. And lastly, a group of humans are gearing up to join the Great War with the codename G.I. Joe. What?
Believe it or not, that is the one thing from the 80s that I did know
about.
Because my brothers had G.I. Joes.
Can we just say, what the hell? I'm sitting there.
We're all sitting there, we're like, where's this? What are you alluding to, buddy?
This has got to be, I'm like, okay, I mean, it's Sector 7. It's got to be Sector 7.
Be Sector 7.
I mean, that's cool, but I mean, whatever.
No, they didn't want it to be Sector 7.
When they kept, building up to it, when they were clearly not saying what it was, for way too long for it to be Sector 7, I leaned over to it, it was like, it's not going to be G.I. Joe.
I was like, I don't know.
And then all of a sudden, Noah gets the card, and it's fucking G.I. Joe. Dude,
what?
That is insane. That I was in the theater just grinning like a moron because I was like, this is ridiculous.
How long did it say in that one article online that they've been wanting to do this?
I forget.
For years, but there's also comics where they did team up.
Yeah.
Transformers and G.I. Joes.
Yeah. It's been a normal thing for them to team up.
Yeah. But they've been wanting to do this live action for a long time.
Well, especially the producer, the guy that worked on Rise of Cobra.
Dave.
That's
Bonavorte or whatever his crazy name is. He's got a long name.
And here's the thing, and God love Transformers Wiki. They try so hard to be fair and balanced in their reviews, not reviews, but just in their facts of things. And They're like, yeah, this movie doesn't necessarily negate the original Transformers timeline, which I completely disagree with. But and they're like, and also, the design on the card is the same as the design they used in Rise of Cobra, which means this could possibly lean into that as well. And I'm like, no, this movie will not be leading into G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. Nobody is going back to Rise of Cobra. Like, that's not happening. Do you even know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. I just remembered I saw a picture of the guy that played Cobra with Pedro Pascal.
Are you talking about... Wait, who are you talking about?
Hideo Kojima posted a picture of them together.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
No, the new Cobra. The new movie that they came out with, didn't they?
Snake Eyes?
Snake Eyes, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I was like,
See, I know nothing about G.I. Joe. Please, do we have to go back to G.I. Joe?
No, we
Please?
don't. We don't.
I don't think I can handle that, man.
I'll be honest. I don't have a love
We
of
tried
G.I.
to
Joe.
watch the first one years ago, and it just...
I've seen both. I didn't watch Snake Eyes, but I have
know you've seen both, but I meant me and you. We tried to watch that first one. It was rough.
We made it through it.
I think we did. I can't remember.
It was hard. It was a hard watch, man.
Hard.
Oh my god, it was not good. But I mean, I didn't really. They didn't have a CGI animated series for G.I. Joe that played in syndication on Fox 39 in the 90s, so I didn't get into G.I. Joe at all. So sorry about that.
I only knew the
everybody.
action figures that my brothers had.
But just how insane is it that Hasbro now has a shared universe? That's insane.
Way to go, Hasbro.
So, I mean, obviously, I was alluding to it in pre-spoilers, but, we could have an Autobots-centric story go forward. We could have Noah goes into the G.I. Joe story, and, we just follow him along. And then we could have a Maximal story. And then kind of these three stories could be going, and then they kind of have to re-culminate back together.
Guess what? They come back together, and they become part of the Power Ranger.
I mean, here's the thing. If the kid wasn't already wearing a Power Rangers t-shirt, I would say Power Rangers is definitely on the table for being able to be possible. But they'd have to do some kind of trans-dimensional thing, which, I mean, they do have the trans-warp key, so I guess that's possible. But that would be just a lot of explaining, and I don't think it'd be worth it. But Hasbro does own Power Rangers now, so if they wanted to, they could fit them in the same universe. That could happen.
I don't see it happening.
I don't think it will either. But
That's a lot.
it would be amazing if it did. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
To see the Megazord and Optimus Prime fucking taking down some putties.
A giant Goldar.
I mean, think about it. Noah's basically already the White Ranger in the outfit he
That's
wears.
true.
in this, you know?
That's true. Eric in chat has something to say about the G.I. Joe thing.
Yes.
He said, I thought this same Sector 7. And he said, G.I. Joe. I was like, okay, but not too excited. Here's why. It's basically going to be a Bay movie with a whole bunch of Air Force and Transformers. So it's been...
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. He does love him some planes. I will say that.
Yeah, and he loves the military.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh,
just
fucking jets.
I kind of agree with you there.
I'm
buddy.
hopeful that they will lean more in the science fiction era. I mean, not era. I don't know enough about G.I. Joe, but
the tech part of it.
yeah, that it'll be a little less like just super militaristic, and it'll be more almost taken like a Mission Impossible with it, or where it's more gadget based and less, kind of like what they did in Rise of Cobra, but just a hell of a lot better than that. That's what I'm hoping for. And I think if you have Noah as the lead, I think that could help a lot. And just basically just them going on like covert missions.
Yeah.
I think that could be an interesting thing. But I feel like you can't abandon the sci-fi element. Like if you're starting the G.I. Joe universe within the Transformers universe,
you can't.
It has to maintain that.
Yeah, I agree.
And wasn't there like an alien ship or something in the background?
Yeah,
what was
it was a
that?
very high tech ship. Whatever Rockstars said. They said that you could tell it's new tech. Like it's not a military plane. It's nothing military, but it's something new.
Oh, I wonder if it was.
Because don't they have a funky looking ship?
Yeah. Well, they have the big carrier, like the
Yeah.
not the helicarrier, but something
Yeah.
like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, like the big.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, no, I agree
know.
with you wholeheartedly. They should lean to the sci-fi aspect of it.
yeah.
Man, my voice is
And I mean,
going.
and I mean that may even be not what like GI Joe purists want, but I feel like
Yeah.
what they want isn't gonna work either. You know, it's gonna be like the Legend of Zelda movie we was talking earlier. Like it was never gonna be a Lord of the Rings style movie. So I mean,
Yeah.
a GI Joe movie that's basically Black Hawk Down that's just not gonna happen. Not with the Transformers bent on it. You know, what you got?
Eric's got another thought
Sweet.
in chat. Mr. Eric, he says, let's see, they make one Autobot and one Decepticon going at it with the Joes. Now, it might be interesting to focus on the Joes and the Transformers. Let's see. And the Transformers are just the ultimate weapon. Megatron is the HISS tank, and Silverbolt is a Sky Striker.
Oh yeah, because he was in the G1
Yeah.
cartoons. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I think somebody was telling me today. It might have been Eric. No, I think it was somebody else on YouTube. They left a comment saying that this is apparently called the. I haven't seen this anywhere, so this may be false. But that this is apparently being called the Unicron trilogy. So like Unicron's kind of going to be the big bad.
Heck yeah.
Which is interesting, and I would love for it to lend itself more to like what happens in the original movie with like Galvatron and stuff. But I mean, we haven't even got Megatron.
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
Yes.
and like if they do a team up with like Megatron and Cobra, like, you know, if the reveal in G.I. Joe's new movie is that Cobra is actually working with Megatron, and like, you know, that's where they're getting their tech from or something. I have no idea. Literally, I have no idea what they could do. But it's just, to me, it's interesting that at the very least they're trying something different.
Yeah,
You
they're
know?
not doing the same copy and paste
Yes.
thing over and over again.
Because G.I. Joe, I feel like, has the potential to be something good
Yeah, it does.
if they just do it the right way.
Yes.
And I think leading into a more like sci-fi Black Ops team, you know, I think that would be the better way to go than like a Black Hawk Down.
And also, still, I'm so sorry. Still keep the aspect of some comedy in there. every
Oh
now and
yeah, yeah,
then.
absolutely.
You know, like
I mean, especially if Noah's the
don't
main
make
character.
it, yeah, and
you
don't
know.
make it so flippin' heavy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, see, that's why like Retaliation to me sucked so bad, was because it was just nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like it was just a military movie.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't even like, at least Rise of Cobra sucked, okay, but at least it was trying to not be just Black Hawk Down again.
Hey,
you know,
is that? I keep on replaying this one clip in my head from one of those trailers.
yeah.
Who is in the back end of a truck or something, and it spins around?
It's Bruce Willis. He's the original Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Rock
And
is
how
there.
long did it take for that movie to come out? It seemed like
too long.
too long, because I
like,
remember seeing the trailer in
yeah.
a movie theater. I was like, "Oh, they're making another."
Well, they delayed it like 9 months to do a post 3D conversion on it, and then I think it still got delayed even further.
Yeah,
past that. It was
like
at least a year. Yeah,
It felt like 1 or 2 years, and I was like it showed the trailers are showing up again. It'd be like in theaters now. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it finally came out.
we saw the trailers as many times as we saw the trailer for The Rise of Gru, which was for like 4 years that trailer played.
Also, listen, I think that's one thing Illumination's done well. They've had everybody holding on to Rise of Gru all these years, and all the kids that grew up with it going to the movie theater dressed up. I love that so much.
It was great, honestly. It was
Movie
ridiculous.
theaters hated it, apparently.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
it made them
that
money.
was great.
It was great. But no, I think you know, obviously taking this in that direction, hopefully it leads itself to something good.
Yeah, and I will say they probably made a butt ton of money off of this little buddy right here. I can't tell you how many people I saw walking around.
Just off the popcorn bucket?
Yes.
Yeah. It was
Yes.
really smart of them to go with the G1 Optimus
Yes.
for this. I mean, I would
I
have
was
preferred the
shocked.
head. You
Yeah.
know, kind of like
I I was shocked when we showed up to get our tickets. I was like, "Oh my god, Matt, it's a truck! It's Optimus.
Yeah, like
it's a truck."
I'll be honest, I thought it was just a truck at first. Like I didn't know it actually. I thought it came with popcorn and a drink. I didn't know it held popcorn and a drink. I was like, oh, cool.
Well, it
We can
showed
just
it in
buy
the
a truck.
picture up on the menu screen.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, it holds a drink."
Let's keep this train moving
Yes.
because I mean, it's
We're going.
it's on me.
We're going
yeah.
crazy.
So let's get into our next segment, which is called "Welcome to the Party, Pal," and let's talk about all the new Transformers that we met this week.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Speaking of Bruce Willis, Jinx, you owe me so.
There you go. There's your water.
I don't want that. Acid act
So
up.
Autobots. Now remember, we do this as a continuation of Bumblebee.
Okay.
So typically, we would recount everybody if this was the beginning of a new era, but it's
Gotcha.
not. It's a continuation. So like
Okay.
Optimus is not on this list.
Okey doke.
Well, Optimus Prime anyway.
Okay.
On the Autobot side, we met Mirage,
Yeah.
the new version of Wheeljack, and Stratosphere. That's kind of who I was talking about earlier. Was
the big plane. Yeah.
like what?
I
like
loved
so,
him.
how many Autobots are here?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, hey, he can haul. He can haul them. You know.
Eric, you might know this. Is Stratosphere, is that the same as the big plane that's in the second Revenge of the Fallen movie? Is that the same one? He was a
get to us.
Decepticon. He was a Decepticon, so maybe it's not.
And
But
also,
he was
John
also just a
DiMaggio
big-
did his voice.
Who?
John DiMaggio. That was Bender.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. On the Maximal side, Maggie, we met Ape Link, which I had no idea who that was.
That's Optimus Primal's daddy.
I guess we actually it's in the information down at the end, but essentially he was born out of a robot con, like one of those Transformers conventions that they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I have more details on it later, but we also met Optimus Primal.
Eric says Jetfire. No, it's not the same.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was like, is this another old plane?
There's two old planes flying around,
At
man.
least this one's not like, I don't know, just a fucking General Grievous, but like 9,000 years old or something, you know?
Yeah.
He's walking around, he had a cane.
Yes.
He was like coughing out
Oh my god.
blood,
yes.
but it was oil.
It was oil. Yeah, I remember that. Oh my
Weird.
god.
Terrible movie.
Yes.
Let's see, Optimus Primal, Airazor, Rhinox, and of course, the big bot,
Big cat.
big cat, and little cat, Cheetor. We also had on the Terracon side, we had Scourge. Sorry, Scourge.
Scourge.
And he has a kind of like the dude Soundwave.
Yeah.
He has Freezer as an offshoot of Scourge. So that's the ones that kind of look like monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nightbird and Battle Trap.
Yeah.
We actually have the Nightbird Transformer.
Yeah. I'm not
gonna go.
Let's not go there.
Under Unicron. So this is another faction because
Yeah.
Unicron is not a Terracon. Okay?
No, it's not.
The
But
Terracons serve Unicron, but Unicron is not himself a Terracon.
he is his own thing.
So Unicron is under Unicron,
Yeah.
but then under Unicron there was also Unicron's other mindless things,
Oh,
which is also a Predacon
yes.
named Scorponok.
Yeah, Scorpion.
Now, Maggie, upon thinking about this, do you remember when we found out in Beast Wars that Scorponok... Or wait, never mind. I just lost it. I lost the whole thing.
Okay.
Because I was like, it all works perfectly.
It works out. No.
It was Tarantulas that I was thinking of.
Oh, yeah. That is right.
Yeah.
I forgot about
But this
that.
is Scorponok.
It's
so
Scorponok.
Never mind. Womp, 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 womp. We need that sound effect. We need to get your soundboard.
The bleeping soundboard fixed.
Under the humans, we also met Noah Diaz. Noah Diaz, Elena Wallace, Chris Diaz, the Tells to Noah Sonic, Reek. Two guesses who Reek is. He's the guy that tried to get Noah to steal Jazz? No.
Oh, Mirage.
Mirage, thank you. I can never remember
That was great.
And of course, Agent Burke.
Yeah.
The other.
G.I. Joe.
The G.I. Joe man himself.
Is
I
he
thought
the
about
original
putting him
Joe?
listed. No, he's just Agent Burke.
I know. I'm just trying to be funny. I'm sorry. Go make people mad.
You're going to make out. You want to make out?
Let's
What?
make out.
All right. We'll see y'all later.
I'm joking. I didn't mean for it to come out like that, guys. I'm so sorry.
I'm going to get into our next segment unless you had something you want to say about all the things, all the people we met. Well, before I move on, who is your favorite newbie? Obviously, I think Mirage is probably.
Mirage. I am so sorry. Mirage and I mean he didn't get a lot of screen time, but I really loved Cheetor.
Cheetor's design was fantastic.
It's beautiful.
Like, he looked really, really good.
And I
honestly.
really enjoyed Airazor also.
Yeah,
the actress that
didn't get enough time.
Yeah, the actress that voiced her, she did a really good job.
Yes, totally. And I thought Scourge was really good.
Yeah.
The other two were pretty generic. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if I didn't have the list, I wouldn't remember their names
Yeah.
at all. But Scourge was really good.
Yeah.
And especially considering that we didn't get a Megatron, I felt like he held his own as a formidable
Yes.
foe against, the Autobots.
Yeah, he did.
And he was kind of a badass. Remember how, like, easily he was just, like, taking down those fuckers, you know? He was like, ripping their freaking spines out. And Optimus, we haven't even talked about how Optimus hates humans in this. So weird.
I mean, he's been stuck on the planet for 7 years. Well, supposedly 7 years. It could be less than that. And I mean, he wants to get back home and try to figure out this war, get his home back.
Yeah.
He's probably a combination of frustrated, mad, tired, sad,
Yeah.
homesick.
It's just different because we're so used to Optimus being optimistic.
Yes.
And like,
I mean,
for him to be like, fuck humans. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's fair. That's a fair assessment of humans.
and
Like,
it was a nice,
I get that.
And it was a nice contrast to see Optimus Primal, which they know how to. They go to, as he said, we go to planets that are young, and we try to help them, and that he trusts the humans.
Yeah.
And how that happened in Beast Wars, they helped them out.
Yeah.
And stuff, and that it just shocked Optimus. Like, you let the humans know you're here, and he's like, well, yeah, they helped us.
Yeah. And
we help them.
It's cool that Noah gets to be like the catalyst to Optimus Prime becoming the Optimus Prime we know.
Yes.
Because like he shows, hey, there is more to humans than meets the eye.
eye.
Which I hate that. Can we just stop that?
Wait, oops.
Like, I don't need anybody to say that in a winky way ever again. We've done it.
We've done it.
We've done it 12 times. I think it's time to retire that.
Let it die.
More than meets the eye. Either say it about the Transformers or just don't say it all at this point.
We know.
We get it. It was the tagline. And you're twisting it in every freaking movie, and it's hysterical. Now, can we please stop? At this point, it's irritating at this point, But whatever.
So sorry.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Cheetor. I would have loved to have seen more Rhinox.
Yeah.
But,
like I said, he scared me.
and honestly, I would have loved to have seen him in robot mode a little bit more. Like, we just didn't get that much of it. They looked really good, but we just didn't get a whole lot of it. And like Cheetor didn't really talk that much. Which again, the little bit that he did talk, I thought he sounded good.
Yeah.
Totally different from what he is in Beast Wars. Which
he's so grown
would have
up.
to be. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been on Earth for 4 million years or something.
He's so grown up now. He's mature.
Yeah, he needs a little cat.
Yeah, he needs a little cat. It'd be Tigertron this time around.
Is it still weird to anybody else that they're all giants? Like, as they were supposed to be like normal size.
I thought so too. I was like, man, dang.
They're huge. Like, they're the size of the Autobots. But I guess that would have been confusing for the people that don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like, why are they so much smaller? And we did get a small robot in the last knot. There was a C-3PO looking one, but it was like 1 foot shorter than all the other humans around. It was very off-putting. So a small Maximal probably would have been really freaking weird if I'm talking about it. All right, I'm gonna go into the next segment unless you had something you wanted to say. Let's talk about upgrades. All right, so this week Noah had an upgrade. Noah gains his Mirage super suit which looks an awful lot like the accelerator suits from G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. Oddly enough. And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. So, like, are we, okay, did Mirage, what happened there? like,
I think Mirage's legs were shot off. I know that because I remember, like, when Scourge did that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh crap, Mirage's legs are gone.
Kind of like Bumblebee when Megan Fox is driving him around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, so he has the suit, and, like, the suit stays on him.
Yeah.
And then, like, he gets out of the suit, but the suit still stays the suit. And then he rebuilds Mirage?
Yeah, I think so.
That's so confusing. Like, does he put the spark in a new body?
I don't think so.
Like, well, I mean, it's just like, how do you rebuild Mirage, you know? And, like, was it just, like, half of Mirage's body that went on to...
Maybe Optimus gave him blueprints.
And, I mean, is he still alive while Noah's, like, all up inside him?
I mean, he already said it to his little brother earlier in the movie. You missed that part. When he meets the little brother for the first time in Mirage, because he's standing on the car trying to see what's going on, and he hits his headlights and they turn on, and the little boy's like, what is that? And Noah's like, no, it's nothing, it's nobody, it's nothing, just listen to me. And he steps out, he's like, whoa, it's a car. And like Mirage introduces himself and stuff, and and his little brother's like who, like, what is he? And he's like, oh, this is just a coworker. This is somebody I work with. And Mirage is like, a coworker? You've been inside me.
Wow. Yeah, I did not see that part.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
I bet Pete Davidson's delivery on that was pretty great.
Oh, it was great. It was hilarious.
I can't wait to own this on digital and just watch it over and over again. Like, especially the opening scene with the Maximals. Like, I really want to take a look at their world.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so just thoughts of that, you know, it's just like his suit, like, you know, is Mirage, like, still helping with him? Does that mean that if he wears the suit in, like, G.I. Joe, that Mirage is also going to be in G.I. Joe? Or is it not a non-sentient suit because now Mirage has his own other car? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just some details there that
I don't see Optimus being cool with Mirage going with the G.I. Joes.
I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of an interesting thing. And probably not Mirage, because Mirage at this point is the main character. But it would be an interesting thing to have an Autobot or Maximal working with the Joes just to kind of help keep that bridge intact during their movie. Because if you do a whole, like, you know, a whole spin-off with the Joes from this movie and just no Transformers references at all, I feel like that would be kind of a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it doesn't have to be anybody big. Like, I mean, obviously, like, if they wanted to put, like, Rat Trap or something, like, that'd be cool. But even, like, Ironhide.
Oh, my God. You'd be terrifying. It's a giant rat.
Well, I mean, a metal rat. Maggie, if they can make Grogu adorable, they can make Rat Trap not terrifying, okay? Just give them a chance. Remember, they softened Bumblebee. They made him all rounded edges in Bumblebee. Like, there's ways. There's ways. There's ways.
I don't like it.
There's ways.
Eric says, where's my super suit?
Where is my super suit?
Woman?
Why do you need to know?
Because I need my super suit.
When are we going to get live action Incredibles?
No.
Moving on. Maggie, listen, it's time for us to remember all those that we've lost this month, this week on Transformers.
We're all gonna die.
Oh, hey, Wheeljack said something like that. Remember?
We're all gonna die.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, he did.
And I went, oh, that's Rat Trap.
He may not have been in the movie, but his soul
he's there in spirit.
We lost Airazor. Gone too soon.
Gone too soon.
She may have been 4 million years old at this point, but still, gone too soon. Didn't even get to see her transform. Sucks, man. Scourge, we think he's dead.
I think
at this point they're
Optimus
saying
melted his face.
Yeah, I mean, at this point we're saying they're all dead. Not Bird and Battle Trap until we find out in the next movie that
they're resurrected
not, or something. I don't know. I mean,
they melted all their metal.
Megatron
and
died.
Sparks together.
Megatron died and then was reborn as a Galvatron by Unicron. So I will say I did appreciate that
Can we?
Unicron did not transform. Like, it would have been cool, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen it. But if they're saving that for like a
Yes.
big grand finale movie,
Yeah.
that'll be really cool.
That's what I was hoping for,
You
actually.
don't want to blow your wad this early.
No.
right? Boink.
May I say, when and if we
Mm-hmm.
do get Decepticons and we get all the lovelies in there, Megatron and all them.
Decepticons, not
Yeah.
Predacons.
No,
Okay. Yeah.
I just want one scene reenacted. If we are
Doing it,
resurrecting
for doing it.
Megatron as Galvatron,
Yeah.
I better see Starscream kick him out of this.
And like have his crown
Yes,
and then immediately
Nearly
die.
gets dead. Yes,
Yeah. I mean, that would be pretty great, honestly.
I would love that.
And like he could even be a ghost, which would lead into Beast Wars, where he's a ghost.
Yeah,
Spirit of Starscream. Think about it. It'd be great.
do it.
All right. Speaking of doing it, let's talk about some of our favorite quotes.
Well, that's just prime.
I love that. We're gonna keep that for turtles.
We're keeping it. We're not even switching out
No,
anything.
it's just gonna be.
We're just
that's
keeping it.
Prime.
We're
It's
going to
great.
confuse the crap out of people.
Listen, it's part of the cinematic universe that is hopefully awesome. Okay.
Oh, Wheeljack has the same colors as Rat Trap.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Huh. Maybe he gets reformatted into Rat Trap.
that is true. They can
Maybe-
reformat.
Maybe he goes into the great great upgrade. Is that what it was called?
Something
That
like
bridges the Autobots to the Maximals.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it was called.
yeah. But he becomes Rat Trap.
Trap.
He's like, I am transformed. God, please don't bring in any of that.
No, none of the weird ones, please.
I just want Black Arachnia.
Yes.
Like, she should have been somewhere in this. Maybe not this one, but like
Maybe
she
just
needs to be in it.
oh God, Matt, you're wishing for a giant spider.
It's Black Arachnia. She's like a key member of Beast Wars.
I know, but
I think Dinobot, obviously.
yes.
And obviously Megatron, Optimus Prime. I feel like, and Cheetor, like those three I kind of go without saying. But I feel like Dinobot and Black Arachnia, or like maybe even Tarantulas probably would be fair to say. Like those three really are like the pillars of Beast Wars.
Yeah.
And like for them to just not have any representation in this is just wild, Granted, we didn't get any Predacons.
Yeah.
So I mean, the next set of movies could be them fighting Predacons.
Okay.
Like honestly, a post-credit scene of them like breaking through like a wormhole, and they're in the Nemesis. Oh my God, could you imagine? I'm getting way too excited for shit that it's not real. All right, Maggie, here's some quotes for you. Bumblebee, you can't handle the truth. Optimus Prime, I do not want you going to that drive-in theater anymore. That was good.
That was good.
It took us seven movies to get a joke about him using the radio, but that was worth it. That was
At
a
least
solid one.
I guess he figured out a way to record.
I guess so.
I guess. I mean, surely to
Yeah.
goodness.
Because they're not playing that on the radio.
Well, no. When you go to a drive-in, you have to signal up to that signal, the radio signal.
Yeah. So you're saying in that moment that movie was playing at that exact part?
No. I'm just
You're saying
saying
he
he's
recorded it
probably
somehow.
recorded it that way.
Honestly, that would make a lot more sense as opposed to him just randomly picking channels that just so happen to be at the exact spot that
Yeah.
he needs to say what he's trying
Yeah.
to say. Yeah, that would make a lot more
Yes.
sense if he had some sort of data recorder.
Yeah.
Which, this is the shit that we nerd about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're never going to explain that he has, like, data tracks inside of him, you know?
I'm going to be that person.
I love
puts
it.
Out.
I love it. That's why I love you, Maggie, because you're that person.
You're that person for me.
Unicron. Don't, Prime. I can give you everything you want. Optimus Prime. Then die! Optimus Prime just fucking not having it in this movie. Like, he's like...
About time.
Dude, he is so over it. He's like,
I know
"Fuck
people are
this shit,
because
man."
apparently people were like complaining about it, but I'm sorry, he's homesick, yo. He wants to go home. He wants to check up on his homies.
Look what he had to be for
Okay.
7 years. Do you know how much it cost him to drive around?
Filled with popcorn.
was talking about gas. God, Maggie. All right. Now let's talk about traders.
I was like,
we'll probably keep
there's
this
no
one.
traders.
There was a trader.
There
Maggie.
was a trader.
Who was the trader?
Airazor.
Airazor, that's right.
But
Under
there was-
Scourge's control, Airazor turns on the Maximals and the Autobots.
That made me
She
sad.
tries really hard not to.
No, yeah, she does. It made me
It
so
really
sad.
sucked seeing her being all rusty. I hated that. Like, I felt so bad for her. And then she was like, no, just fucking kill me. And Optimus Prime was like, okay, here's a hug.
I want to know who else she had with her.
What are
You
talking
know,
about?
because she said, I'm the only one left. Everybody else is gone.
Oh.
Because she didn't
yeah.
know that Primal and Cheetor and Rhinox were okay.
Yeah.
And she
So you
didn't-
think she had other Maximals with her?
yeah.
It's probably Dinobot and Rat Trap. And Silverbolt. It was just the entire cast, the rest of the cast. in there.
Tigertron.
Ah, man. I really am surprised we didn't get a Tigertron. I mean,
Man,
a White
he would've
Tiger,
been
like, I feel like that's a...
Giant ass white tiger.
would have looked like fucking badass. Which I know we had Cheetor, but still, I feel
Still,
like...
yeah. Another big cat. I'm sorry. There
Hey, big cat.
there would be kids going bonkers over those toys.
It's true. And speaking of, we need more toys. Like, I don't know if it's just us, like if it's just our area, but like, we've had the same 5 toys, and that's it.
He
Like,
looks
where's-
every week.
Literally every week we go grocery shopping, and like it's just not. There's nothing, and like I see it on like you know the internet that there's others, but like just I don't know. For this to be like their big toy movie, there's not a hell of a lot of toys.
Speaking of toy movies, I'm gonna make this really quick.
Okay, you're
Where's the freaking Barbie movie, Barbies? I
Boom.
want to know where they're at.
boom. Speaking of traders, where's our Barbie movie Barbies?
I've seen pictures. I've seen things that are coming out with them. I want to know where they're at.
I just want the
There's
Michael
2.
Cera Ken. That's the only thing I want.
There are 2 I would really like to have, and that's the Margot Robbie and the Issa Rae Barbie. It's the ones I want.
I want the Kate McKinnon Barbie.
There
I
is
really
a
hope they
Barbie.
release
I
that.
saw like a special edition set, and I know this is a way off topic. And
We're
that,
talking about
there-
Transformers. I don't
I
think
know.
Barbie's that far off topic.
There was one that looked almost like the Kate McKinnon Barbie.
Okay.
Yeah. So I couldn't really tell because somebody else had gotten this picture off of something else because it was the special edition sets that were costing up to like $400.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I hope Barbie's good.
Me too.
But now, Maggie, it's time to talk about some Transformers references, part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet.
You become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet.
God, that looked so good. It was so good. And he had his things.
Yeah.
You know. He looked really good.
Yeah, he did.
Like, again, could have used more robot mode.
Yes.
You know, which I get it. They're trying to show the
That
animals because the
yeah.
animals are more interesting and different from.
I would have
you know.
loved for him to say,
That's just prom.
well,
Slag.
yes, and slag. I would have given Rhinox to say slag for anything.
Slag.
Before I forget my thought.
Tankor. Sorry, I'm sorry.
And I forgot.
You
my
would have
thought.
loved to have seen him say.
Say, yes. I'm sorry. You really got me distracted.
You're good.
I wanted to hear him say, we don't stay in robot form long because of the energon levels on this planet.
Yeah.
I would have loved that. But he did say this is unrefined
Yeah.
energon. It would take a lot of energy to make it work.
How did it get powered up? Was it because of the transwarp
Yes.
key thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's how
Okay.
that's how B came Uncle Bobby baby Bumblebee.
Bumblebee baby.
Bumblebee baby.
Yeah, no, that was great. I mean, I kind of hate that we saw the part in the trailer where he like dives out of an airplane because I never like once thought that Bumblebee was actually dead. You know, because we saw where he jumps out of the plane and you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, like we knew he would be back. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
And like, for God's sakes, can we just not do the Optimus is gonna die thing. Like, I get it.
going to sacrifice myself.
I get it, right? Optimus dies. That's what he does.
That's what he
I
does.
Get it.
That's what he
get
does
it.
best, guys.
But like, for fuck's sake, can we just not? Can we go like one Optimus movie without having Optimus just wanting to fucking off himself? Like, just good God. Anyway, sorry. Like, it was great, but God.
Eric, I look at Target just about every weekend, man, and I look at Walmart also. Have not seen them. I'm starting to think that they just don't like us down there.
I think you're right. They're like, I know these fucks in the South.
Eric
are
says
gonna
his
want
wife
these.
is trying to get the one in the classic swimsuit, which I would like to have, and the one with the cowboy hat. And they're retailing for $50.
Wow.
Dang, they really want
mean,
these to be collector's
You
items.
could get a large popcorn.
Well,
and
that's
drink
true.
For that.
with the big old truck.
That's right. A truckload of popcorn
Oh God, what will be the container for the Flash?
for the Flash.
Batman head.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Hopefully, it's not an Ezra Miller head. We won't be buying that.
No, we won't. I want
It'd
Michael
be cool
Keaton
if it was like.
Bathead.
It'd be cool if it was just like the
Symbol?
89 symbol, like
Yeah.
the yellow, and like it just pops up.
How about we just
That'd be cool.
bring back the whole trend from the '89 Batman thing with all the merchandise?
Okay, I'll be down for that.
Did you ever watch Batman on VHS as a child?
I'm sure I did.
Well, Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck do a promo at the beginning, and you call a phone number, and they can hook you up with some Batman merchandise.
The WB store, the Warner Brothers store.
Yeah, but specifically was for the '89 Batman.
Wow.
Followed by a Dr. Diet Coke commercial with Alfred.
You watched that VHS a lot, man.
Yes, I did. That's we didn't get to rent a lot, man.
Hey,
We didn't get satellite until like '95.
God, that was already 2 seasons of Power Rangers by then.
We
All
picked
right,
that up
listen.
through Antenna.
Listen,
No.
it's time for a bigger universe, okay? I'm joking. All right, Rise of the Beast appears to take the same approach as Bumblebee and ignores the events of the final Bay film, 2017's The Last Knot,
Good.
by depicting Unicron as a separate planet rather than the Earth itself. I don't know if you knew that, Maggie.
No, I
think
didn't.
I
That
think we
sounds
talked about
horrible.
it. Yeah, he at the end.
That doesn't make
this
sense.
one of these things is coming up.
That doesn't make
Out of
any
the Earth.
sense.
Well, but get this, all right? Rather than as the Earth himself, as he appeared in that film. However, it is important to note that the film lightly implies that the Maximals are time travelers from the future, which would also mean that Unicron, who appears in the film, is also from the future.
Yeah.
Then it could be argued that the appearance here doesn't technically contradict The Last Night, where the Earth would be Unicron. However, that would mean that Unicron is trying to eat his own past self. So, can we
Sounds like
just...
somebody's got ego issues.
I think we just need to accept this is a different timeline.
This is a different timeline,
This
guys.
is different.
Just
and
stop.
I get it. They don't want to be whatever. They don't want to lose money.
Yeah.
And so they're not wanting to say that it's not the same.
I'm sorry, Michael
But-
Bay is still a producer on this, guys. Just let it be.
He'll be a producer forever.
I know
think
he will, and
I think
Steven
he
Spielberg.
does. Yeah, I think they do because of
Yeah.
what they did for the first one.
So, just you're not gonna hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah, just say it's a different timeline. It
It's a
doesn't
different
matter.
timeline.
Doesn't
Who
matter.
cares?
Yeah, I mean it is a different timeline. Like
It
let's
is.
just, or don't even say it. Just everybody just accept that it is. Like
Quit defending the
'cause
Bayverse.
at this point, we are what 13 years away from the first Transformers movie. Do you know how much would have to happen in order for the first Transformers movie to make sense in conjunction with everything that's already happened? Like Optimus and the rest of the Transformers would have to get off of Earth and go back somewhere.
Yeah.
B would have to be on Earth looking for Megatron or the Great
Oh, yeah.
Cube or whatever the hell, right?
Yeah.
The Decepticons would have to already be there and infiltrating the military and all that stuff. G.I. Joe would have to not exist. Like, there's a lot. The Maximals wouldn't be able to be there, so they'd have to be destroyed at some point. Like, there's just a lot that would have to happen. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I really hope they don't do an X-Men franchise trope and like the next movie takes place in the 2000s. Like where they just keep skipping into the next decade.
Please do.
No.
I want 2000.
We begin it and it's like when I
Y2K.
was a young boy, my father took me into
They
the
got to be
city.
careful. I mean, you could do 2000, but if you go further up, to not focus on a certain time period in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Just saying.
Although, I mean, if you think about...
Or 1999.
Yeah.
Set around New
I think-
Year's and
just leave
everybody
it in
freaking
94.
out about Y2K and getting all the Autobots freaking out because they could shut
Maybe
down.
the Autobots stopped Y2K. With G.I. Joe.
With G.I. Joe?
Maybe Noah, like, grabbed the ball. All right, listen.
He grabbed the
Steven-
cuckoo by the balls. I'm tired.
I don't even know what... Anyway, all right. Stephen Capel Jr. has noted that earlier drafts of the screenplay explicitly depicted the Maximals as time travelers from the future,
Yeah.
as they were in the cartoon. And while the concept is toned down for the finished movie, that is probably won't even occur to general audiences, several references to the idea are still made on screen. Transwarp technology is stated to open portals in time as well as space. Airazor states the Maximals are from both the Autobots past and future. And Optimus Primal says that he is named after the legendary Optimus Prime, which all combine to suggest the Maximals originate from the future. I feel like for us, yes, it was very obvious.
Yeah.
But I could see, if you're not paying attention, I could see you not realizing
if you're just
that.
like sitting there just trying to get through it. Yeah. You're
Especially
gonna
the
miss
fact
it.
that they've been on Earth for like millions of years. Like,
Yeah.
I can see how that'd be complicated for people. The idea of the Maximals hailing from a jungle planet, which originates in the IDW publishing comic books, which depicted many Beast Wars characters as the residents of the planet Eucharis.
Eucharis.
The planet is implied to be one of the many colonized by Transformers in ages past using space bridges generated by the Transwarp key. Before the planets became separated and the key lost, this concept of a great era of Cybertronian expansion that led to the foundation of lost colonies on other planets where Cybertron life evolved in new and different directions dates back to the 2005 Cybertron cartoon. And became a reoccurring element in Transformers series in the 2010s and beyond after it was incorporated into the lore of the Aligned continuity. Now, I don't know what any of that means. But I guess the idea is that the Maximals, instead of being from Cybertron's future, that they are actually another planet. Kind of like, remember in Man of Steel, how Kryptonians had like all their different bases?
Yes.
And then like they were like, nah, fuck that. No, stop. We're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And like they all got abandoned.
Yeah.
Like it's that, but it's with Transformers. I kind of like that. I mean, that would make sense. Like if they wanted to do the one like garden lady from Beast Machines.
Yeah.
Like they could be like, oh, well, this one is like an organic place. And
Organic.
would you be okay if they reworked the Maximal storyline to not be a direct descendants of Autobots like they are in the Beast Wars?
I mean, I'd be kind of cool with it.
I am okay with it. Like,
cool.
don't get me wrong, I love the Beast Wars story, and I think it's great.
I do too.
But like, if they wanted to be like, just to make it easier, if they were just, from Cybertron lineage, but they're not the direct descendants of Autobots from the future, I think I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. Eric says about the year for the next movie.
Yeah.
It was the year 2005. Oh, he's talking about the 80s movie. That's
shit, that's right.
That's when Unicron appeared in the 86.
Shit.
Daniel.
That's
what I kept on saying on the way home. He kept on talking about the suit.
Oh, Daniel.
And didn't you find... Yeah, you found a clip from the 80s movie. Somebody had edited it in such a way that Daniel didn't do what he was supposed to and he died or something.
It's at the end when Daniel saves Bumblebee and Spike.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to go into the big vat of like molten lava or whatever. And like he doesn't activate it correctly. And so you hear him off screen
Screaming.
and Daniel just like closes his eyes and the credits start rolling. I was like, this is not. I wasn't looking for this. Like, I was looking for something else.
You're like, this wasn't in the movie.
Because I needed it for that short about the G.I. Joe accelerator suits. Yeah. Let's see here. So yeah, God, I forgot about that. Unicron's armies being named the Terracons harkens back to the 2004's Energon and 20 times Prime series, which both featured the power of Unicron being used to create armies of warriors known as Terracons. So there you go. Though not identified by name on screen, Unicron's army included multiple duplicates of a robotic scorpion identified by the movie's toy line as Predacon Scorponok.
Predacon Scorponok.
The idea of Scorponok being a mass-produced species of robots has recently been seen in the War for Cybertron cartoon series, where both Gen 1 Scorponok and Beast Wars Scorponok were treated this way. We need to watch that.
Interesting.
Honestly, at this point, we need to watch it.
Yeah.
Even if we don't do an episode for it, we just need to watch it. But maybe we do an episode for it. Scourge combines aspects of both Gen 1 Scourge and Robots in Disguise Scourge. He's a herald of Unicron, like G1 Scourge. So a herald, like Silver Surfer.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That
He's kind of like Silver Surfer.
yeah, he's like Silver Surfer because Unicron tells him,
Yeah.
I saved you,
Yeah.
and you didn't do this right.
It's crazy how close Unicron and Galactus are.
Yeah.
Like, I've never really thought about them that way, but they are very similar.
Well, I mean, at that point, Transformers and Marvel was under the same belt.
Yeah, like Marvel and Transformers. Marvel, like, depicted the first,
Yes.
like, stories of Transformers. So, yeah, that's wild. They were building out the lore together. That's, interesting. Let's see here. Where's that? Scourge, the Herald, like G1 Scourge, and transforms into a black truck like RID Scourge. Robots in Disguise Scourge. The various insignia he wears as trophies include the symbols of the Decepticons, Autobots, Maximals, Predacons, Terracons, Mercenaries, and Wreckers. I don't know what the last two of those are.
Junkions.
Jesus. More obscure characters appear, such as Ape Link, who originates from a BotCon 2000 toy and tie-in in 3H Productions comics, and Stratosphere returning from Revenge of the Fallen toy line. So he's in the toy line. Scourge stands and talks to Unicron's face from inside his body, similar to a scene with their characters from the Gen 1 episode Ghost in the Machine.
Ghost in the Shell?
No, in the Machine. Never mind. Wait, he was in a... Wait, Unicron's in the series? Did we know that? Did we know Unicron is in the series?
I didn't know. I don't think we knew.
Okay. Anyway, the symbols Elena studies are maximal cybertronics.
Wow.
That they had on all the screens and stuff in Beast Wars. Yeah, it's the same symbols. They don't translate to anything specific, but the access code Elena symbol simply reads XQB.
XQB.
That means nothing.
XQB.
The authors of the paper Elena reads about Peru's unexplained glyphs are Ashai Takara and Daniel H. Tommy, a reference to Takara Tommy, Hasbro's longtime business partner in Transformers toys.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool. When proposing different alternate modes to Noah, Mirage briefly turns into an F1 car, a reference to his Gen 1 counterpart's alternate mode.
Yeah.
He also turns into a Lamborghini Countach, which was just a really cool, sexy car, but also famous in Transformers lore for being the alternate mode of Gen 1 Sideswipe, Sunstreaker, and Red Alert.
Oh, wow.
Mirage is incredulous over the news that musician Mark Wahlberg is leaving his band, The Funky Bunch, and going into acting. A good-natured jab at the actor's leading role in the earlier Transformers movies, Age of Extinction and The Last Night, which again, I think very much solidifies this is not the same timeline because Mark Wahlberg is in those movies. You know?
Yeah. Oh, man, that was hilarious.
Scourge name drops Primus as he taunts Optimus Prime. First reference to the Transformers creator god in any of the live-action movies. First time they've ever mentioned Primus.
Yeah, and also, hello, they talked about Energon.
Yeah, which was nice.
It was so
getting
nice.
Some Energon. Yeah.
And, I even recognized it at the first scene with the Maximals. I was like, holy crap, that planet has Energon.
It's so wild, how big of a part Energon plays in Transformers lore, and it's just not mentioned at all.
It's not been mentioned
in any of the movies. It's wild.
it's just nice.
Let's see here. Airazor explains that Unicron imbues his heralds with a dark energy, which increases their power but also has a corrupting effect. Almost certainly a reference to Dark Energon, the life energy of Unicron introduced in the Aligned continuity. Unicron physically tortures Scourge from afar in the same way he did Galvatron in the Transformers the movie. When Optimus Primal talks to Optimus Prime about how the Maximals trust the humans, he says, "There's more to them than meets the eye." The phrase "till all are one" is also uttered a few times in the movie, thematically linked to the shared struggle of the Autobots, Maximals, and humans. Till all are one. R1D1. When heroes are lining up for the final battle, brown fins briefly pop out of the side of Wheeljack's head, evoking his Gen 1 design. As the heroes charge towards the Terracon army, Optimus Primal commands Rhinox and Cheetor to maximize. Thank God. Because there for a second, they didn't say it.
Yeah,
they said roll
out.
out. And I was like, son of a bitch.
Well,
are we really not going to get maximized in this?
Yeah. Well, and looking back on it,
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about it. He is there with the person that he was named after, you know?
Yeah, yeah. To get to say it
Get
with
to
him.
say roll out with
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
But then, you know, then they say Maximus.
Yeah.
It's like,
Maximum. Dude, I popped off for that. Oh my God. I was like, holy shit. Yes, this is the best. Let's see here. Optimus Primal briefly fights with his double-bladed scimitar from his original toy. That's the thing. In the final battle, when Unicron sends an army of freezers to reinforce his minions on Earth, they make their descent in the form of yellow and black orbs, which appear to be a nod to Unicron's mini-con from Armada, the yellow and black sphere Dead End. All that last sentence is just Greek to me. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, Eric says Unicron is just a floating head in the third season of G1. And of course, he's on Transformers Energon and Transform and fights Primus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh, so he's just a floating head. Well, I guess because that's where we leave him in the movie.
Floating head. I don't know.
Greetings from the big giant head. Yeah.
Oh, great. Another giant head. Because of Megatron and Beast Machines.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
My brain has flatlined. I'm sorry.
Hey, yeah.
This is the longest we've gone live ever. We're rolling up on 2.5 hours for this.
My butt hurts.
The armored suit that Mirage forms over Noah is conceptually an homage to the Gen 1 exosuits like Daniel wears. And of course Spock. While its overall design hews closer to Kicker Jones's battlesuit from Energon, the series, the franchise. Or the...
I gotcha.
Yeah. When Optimus Prime arrives to help Noah, he enters in a pose similar to his promo render for the 2007 video game. In a glorious homage to 2007 movie, the musical highlight of Steve Jablonsky's Arrival to Earth plays as Optimus, Noah, and Primal escape the collapsing transwarp portal's suction. So it's a music cue. They brought back a music cue. That's pretty cool. The music that plays during Optimus Prime's final speech is the same music that played over the final speech of the 2007 movie. Is that true? Because I thought his final speech was over the Linkin Park song. And like,
that'd be hilarious.
Right? Because it's like
Linkin Park existed in 94.
Oh, don't even get me started on the fact that that there's a lot of music that doesn't make sense being in this movie.
Yeah, a lot of people
It's a whole
complain about
thing.
that.
Which, who gives a fuck?
Who cares? It was the 90s.
G.I. Joe and Transformers have frequently crossed over in comics and the occasional toy line over the years, though this marks the first time the two have coexisted in a feature film. Notably, the G.I. Joe insignia on Burke's business card is the version introduced in the film G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. Obviously, this is not building up to The Rise of Cobra. Oh, we got a special guest.
Someone misses us.
Aw, there's Lucy. Ah.
She's missed us.
Hey,
She usually
Bubs.
chills out on the couch.
Yeah, you ready for us to go to bed, Bubs? All right. Throughout the film, Noah and Chris use the codename Sonic and Tails, and in one instance, Mirage is referred to as Knuckles, I'm still on you, sorry.
I was about to go over and hit the button myself.
A nod to the characters from Sonic the Hedgehog video game series. Chris attempts to comfort Noah after his unsuccessful interview by relating his struggle to Superman's difficulty finding a job before being hired by the Daily Planet.
Somebody did say the speech was said over Lincoln Park. LOL,
Thank you.
2007.
Thank you.
Green.
That's what I thought.
Green with evil.
Oh, yeah, the Power Rangers reference.
Ah.
Yeah, what's up? Welcome.
Like it.
Let's see. Chris attempts to... we already did that. Chris wears a shirt of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, another property owned by Hasbro. A poster of said series also appears on his wall. So again, they could have, but like now we've already introduced the fact that the Power Rangers are... Unless, now hang on. We're not necessarily out of the woods here, okay? Because it's possible that the Power Rangers are real, and these are just real shirts and posters for the Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
Kinda like-
That's, I forgot his little brother wore that shirt.
Like Miss Marvel has like posters of Captain Marvel, right? Even though she's in the same universe.
They're not from Angel Grove, Matt.
I mean, if there's a 5 multicolored superheroes fighting, like, you think this little boy's not going to be like all about that? Come on, he's playing Mario.
That's Matt.
He's playing Mario Deluxe 5 years before it was released, Maggie.
Yeah, he's like, Matt leaned over, he's like, what game back then would have Bowser on the game?
Yeah, I was
on the
like-
gray brick?
Yeah, I was like,
None.
Mario Land does not have Bowser.
Zero.
This is
No.
bullshit.
Super Mario Land 2, not about Bowser. This is about the
No.
first appearance of Wario. So,
Thank you.
no.
That's right. Yeah, that took me completely out of the movie.
I was sitting there, I was like, that's not true.
I was
No.
giving it a 5 out of 5 until that happened. I'm joking, obviously. Noah calls Mirage E.T. for obvious reasons. He also makes a reference to Indiana Jones when discovering the hidden temple in Peru.
Yeah.
Bumblebee drops various voice lines from famous real-life films throughout the movie, including films such as Die Hard, Spaceballs, A Few Good Men, and Scarface. Speaking of Mario Brothers, Mirage calls Optimus Primal Donkey Kong.
That is right.
This is pretty good. When Mirage compliments Noah after the car chase, he quotes the line, "I like it a lot," from
I like it a lot.
Dumb and Dumber. That's right. The award on the wall that serves as the hidden switch to access the G.I. Joe base reads Real Hero Award, with the image of an American flag referencing the subtitle of the original G.I. Joe cartoon series, A Real American Hero. G.I. Joe. Though the You Died music and mention of Bowser imply Chris is playing Super Mario Bros. On his Game Boy, that game would see a release on the system until 1999 Super Mario Bros. Deluxe on the Game Boy Color. The only Mario platforms released for Game Boy by 1994 were the Super Mario Land games, which featured different antagonists and music.
And in Super Mario Land, it was an alien.
Topanga.
Topanga. And he was also
Topanga!
he shows back up in Super Mario Land 2. He also shows up in Mario Land 2 in the Space Zone as a
Hey,
boss.
you know, speaking of music, Maggie,
I gotta spit out some video game knowledge.
It's time to get into the Talon mix. Remy Zero!
Oh, what happens at Remy Zero?
That's right, everybody. Now it's time to talk about the music featured in Rise of the Beast. The 2 music tracks used in Unicron scenes feature segments taken from Vince DiCola's Unicron's theme in the Transformers the movie.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Nice.
Elena sings the TLC song Waterfalls to herself during the flight to Peru. Paramount, get this, Maggie, Paramount has also compiled a Spotify playlist.
What?
For Transformers Rise of the Beast, featuring songs that appeared in the film. So they didn't make a soundtrack, but they did make a playlist on Spotify.
Well, I mean,
You don't need it at this point.
yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Because, I mean, they didn't really have a lot of, like, instrumental.
Well, there is a score.
There is.
They did make a score. They just didn't make a soundtrack.
Okay. Well, I mean, what's the point anymore?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, a lot of stuff, a lot of movies just do this now. They just make an official playlist.
It makes more sense because I think if you do make an official soundtrack I think you have to pay out maybe more.
Well, there's royalties
Yeah.
that they have to pay, obviously.
Yeah.
And I mean, unless it's something super like specific to the movie, like something like James Gunn.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think many movies like the soundtrack is just to make money.
Yeah.
Right, and there's not really a lot of money to be made off of just your standard movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
In this day and age.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, they will release like there was a single written for this movie, and obviously, like that'll be released to streaming.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so the Spotify playlist includes the following tracks: "Cream," aka "Cash Rules Everything Around Me" by the Wu-Tang Clan. "Check the Rhyme" by a Tribe Called Quest. "Anything" by SWV. "Represent" by Nas. "The Choice Is Yours" by Black Sheep. "Mama Said Knock You Out" by LL Cool J, which was really great.
Yeah.
"Don't Call It a Comeback." "Hypnotize" by the Notorious B.I.G. And "On My Soul" by Toby Nwigwe? Nwigwe? I think this is the one that was written for this movie.
I'm going to take your word for it.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Greenwood Thievul said they took the soundtrack money and stuffed it into Primal's transformation. Maybe, LOL.
I mean, that's fair. Honestly, and I mean, money well spent at that point, you know.
Leave.
But yeah, that was all of the stuff featured in Transformers Rise of the Beasts. And now it's time for the countdown. It's time for the countdown to Beasts. The Beasts have risen. The countdown is over.
It's over. We will have a new countdown, though, next week.
Next time on Beast Wars.
Next time.
There's no next time.
I just wanted to use that. No, next time we're going back to the sewers with our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles rewatch. So this is the way we're going to do this. I'll probably put out a post on YouTube in the community tab and also on our Twitter with an actual layout of how we're going to do this. But this week, this Wednesday at 9 o'clock, we will be doing a live episode of Going Back to the Sewers where we'll be covering the first 5 episodes of the original 1987, I think it was 87. Yeah, I think you're
right.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon series. The reason why we're doing 5 episodes is because they worked the first 5 episodes together as like the pilot, and it's basically a movie.
Oh, please watch it.
Yes, please come and hang out. It's going to be
please.
ridiculous. So we're going to watch that. We're not doing an entire series of anything. Because once we do that, then we're moving into the movies. But we didn't want to do this without having any of the original cartoon. So we're watching it's basically the first season is only these 5 episodes.
Yes.
So we're watching that, and then following that, we're gonna watch the live action movies of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time. Is that even the tagline for it, or is it just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3?
No, that was with it.
Turtles in Time? Because that's the game.
Not Turtles.
I think it's just 3.
It might be just
I think
3.
it's
I
just
feel
3.
like there was a tagline with it.
And then, so we're going to watch those. And then we haven't decided yet in what order we're going to do the rest of these. But I think we're just going to stick with theatrical first. And so we'll do those 3. Then TMNT.
Yeah.
Then the 2 Michael Bay Transformers. The 2 Michael Bay Turtles movies, which I'm really looking forward to watching. Out of the Shadows. Yeah, the Out of the Shadows is really good. And then we'll be going back to the 2004 cartoon, where it was they did a crossover. I think it was called Turtles Forever.
Yeah.
And it's like a 2-hour movie that they made, where the turtles from that cartoon meet the turtles from the 80s cartoon. We're gonna watch that. And that same week, we'll also be watching the crossover they made with the 2016, maybe 2013 series that was on Nickelodeon, where they meet the 80s turtles as well. Yeah. And I think in one of them, they also meet like the black and white turtles and all that stuff. So
Batman.
Basically, that's going to be the last episode before the Mutant Mayhem. Mm-hmm. So we'll be watching all the crossover episodes on that, including, and I'm making Maggie do it, we're watching that one episode of Power Rangers in Space where they met the turtles. We're gonna watch that.
Jesus be with
It's gonna be great. No, it's not bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. That series sucked.
Yeah.
Awful. Power Rangers in Space was fantastic.
No,
But
I agree
Teenage
with
Ninja
you
Turtles,
about
The Next
Power
Mutation.
Rangers, but the Next
The Next
Mutation was bad.
just fucking
Uh,
awful.
Green with Evil says, great stream, thank you. Also
thank you.
says, Go Ninja Go is the best song ever written. I agree, it is a jam.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Also, Eric says, so Matt and Maggie.
From 1 to 10,
From 1 to 10.
where do we rank?
We kind of agreed with you, Eric. It was
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, I'd say
It was
7. Yeah.
But we
Solid 7.
But we do have to.
Oh, yeah, because this is still the Hopefully Awesome show.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to get out of here. Well,
I know. I could tell. It's like, oh God, he's going to forget.
I forgot all about it. So
and we're going to do it next week, and it's going to be a mess.
This is our last. I'm still on. This is the last bit. Everybody, okay?
we promise.
We promise. This is it. We're gonna do this, and then we're leaving because my God, I gotta go to bed. I gotta work tomorrow. So it's time to add Rise of the Beasts to our 2023 summer ranking. So each week we add a whatever movie we watched, whatever movie came out, to our list of the ranking for the summer 2023, where we come up with what the best movies of the summer was. So currently at number 5 we got Fast X. Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Number 3, Succession. Number 2, The Little Mermaid.
We've come a long way.
You can thank Maggie for putting The Little Mermaid above Succession, which is fine. I'm okay with it. And a number 1, and I do not see this changing unless The Flash just fucking kills it. Unless The Flash nails it, I don't see this happening.
Tom Cruise did say it was the movie that we need.
That's true. That's true.
We'll see if there's any truth to it.
Number 1 across the Spider-Verse. So Maggie, with that, where do you think Rise of the Beast should go?
I'll just start out here.
Okay.
Above Succession.
God, I mean, I agree. It's just this is the same thing from last year when we kept putting stuff above Maverick.
Yes.
You know, it's like we
didn't care.
We put Dragon Ball Super above Maverick.
Yes,
you know?
of course.
It was great. It was
that
great.
was such a good movie.
It was Dragon Ball Superhero is fantastic.
It's ridiculous how good it is.
I feel like we just lose all credibility when we say things like Rise of the Beast is better than Succession. You know, but it's fine. I mean, it's our personal list.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't give a fuck.
I mean,
it's what we
I'm
like.
just saying that's where I'm starting out at.
I would concur.
Yes.
And I definitely don't think I would put it there had we not done going back to Beast Wars.
Yes.
I think this is specifically because we have ramped this up.
Yeah.
And it paid it off.
Yeah.
Like we didn't go this whole time building up to it and it let us down. Like it
No.
succeeded. And I feel like
if
did that more
if
than
it did let
Succession.
us down, it would have been below Fast X.
Yeah, probably. Would you say above or below Little Mermaid? I know this is a tough
That's
one.
hard.
Here's my thing, and this is for those of you who don't know how I do these like my 4 out of 5s, 5 out of 5 stuff. If I cry, then I put it at 5 out of 5. Like if it's a great movie, and it makes me cry, then that's a 5 out of 5.
Okay.
If it's just a great movie, but I did not cry because there was not an emotional
Attachment.
breakthrough, then I that's why I don't give it a 5 out of 5. That's kind of my threshold. It's like if it can move me on top of being a fantastic movie, 5 out of 5. I mean, Rise of the Beast did not make me cry.
No.
Now, I mean, I was excited, and I mean, I got like excited cry, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like when we saw
sense.
like Optimus Prime and stuff. But as far as like the story, like moving me to an emotional
tears.
breakthrough, like I don't think I had that.
Yeah.
Which is not bad. I mean, Transformers doesn't necessarily need to have that.
No.
But being a dad of a little girl and watching King Triton have to say it's okay for Ariel to leave and him just having to be okay with that did bring me to tears.
Yes.
Okay, it did. And that's
the part
it is what it is.
of even the animated movie that gets me. Even on the ride at Disney World, it gets me.
Yeah.
I will sit there and cry.
Yeah. It was beautiful. So I think I'd have to say it's above Succession, below Little Mermaid.
Agreed.
Agreed?
Agreed.
All right, I'll add it. So it's our new number 3.
All right. While you're doing that, Eric says in chat, great journey. I'm glad I caught you guys from the beginning of going back to Beast Wars. Love the whole series you guys did.
Oh,
Heart.
thank you so much, Eric. We're glad you joined us, man. Honestly, like every time we do one of these, we're like, man, I hope Eric shows up.
We hope Eric shows up.
So
we
we're
can
not
tell when
alone.
you're gone because we don't have enough, to go back and forth on, or we have to look up something, and we're not that knowledgeable about some things.
Which,
so.
I mean, obviously, it goes without saying if you have to miss a lot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no worries. We don't mean
worry
it like
about
that.
it.
Yeah.
But we hope the ones
We
that have
enjoy you
been
being here.
Yes, and we hope the ones that have joined in with us and stuff over the past months.
Yeah. Since January, 6 months.
Please join us for Ninja Turtles.
Yes. Yes, please.
Please do, because I'm so
Maggie's
excited.
very excited.
I'm
much more of
mostly
a Turtles
excited because of was it 1990?
Yeah.
The first live action Ninja. That's like burned into my brain. Like I know it pretty much word by word, and that's where my love of Turtles came from. Because I was born in '89. Haha, tells my age. But
All right, Taylor Swift.
But I'm really, I'm really excited about it because my brothers also had the cassette tape soundtrack to the Ninja Turtles movie.
Well, I
So
mean,
I'm so excited.
Turtles 2 was always my favorite.
Yeah.
And like we rewatched 1 and 2, was it last year we watched them?
Yeah.
And like I was like, there's no way Turtles 2 is still good.
No, it is.
And it is.
So much
It's
fun.
still so fun. Like so fun.
And you want to get up and dance with Vanilla Ice?
Yes. I mean, and I love it. I have not watched the third one since theaters. Okay.
I haven't watched the third one since like renting a VHS
Dude,
tape
I was
at a store.
I was like 5, and my grandmother took me and my brothers to watch it in theaters. And like she had a bag from like from Hills and like snuck in all the candy and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I remember being 5 or 6. I don't remember exactly how old I was, but I remember thinking, this isn't that good. And like, as a kid, you don't really think stuff like that.
No,
you know,
you don't.
You're like, oh, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Like,
oh boy.
3 ninjas. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But I remember not really liking the third one, and that was like the first time I watched a movie that I didn't like, that I knew was bad. Like as watching it, I knew it was bad as a kid.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to watching the third one again for the first time in 30 years.
Yes. That's going to be really fun. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yes. And that'll be happening day after tomorrow. So on Wednesday at 9, right here on youtube.com/hopefully awesome.
Please join us.
That is going to wrap it up for us, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this crossover episode of the Hopefully Awesome show / Going Back to Beast Wars, the season / series finale of Going Back to Beast Wars. We'll be back again, of course, tomorrow at 9 with Going Back to Smallville. We are on the season 3 mid-season premiere. No. We're on the episode with the glasses, where he goes blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on that episode. I forget what it's called. Whisper? Whisper? I think?
It's Whisper, yeah.
So we're on that episode. And hey, if you'd like to join our Patreon over at patreon.com/hopefully awesome, you can be just like these fine folks here. $5 a month gets you everything that we offer, including the exclusive content, our movie commentaries that we do each month.
Yeah.
Matt plus Maggie, our monthly series that's just about us. And of course, your name in every single video that we have right here on youtube.com/hopefully awesome. But if you have no bucks to toss our way, that's totally fine. We appreciate you just being here. We hope you enjoyed this ride. And we'll see you next week when we review The Flash. God help us.
Oh, God.
I'm hopeful that it's good.
I'm
but
hopeful.
I'm also, it's just it's a complicated thing. It's going to be a complicated conversation next week. So
It's going to be hard.
We'll see where we suss out and all that.
Yes.
But that's going to wrap it up for us, everybody. Thanks for watching. And as always,
Have a hopefully awesome day.
maximize.